Hello everyone. This video will show how to rewrite a given trig expression into a single trig ratio without a fraction. Now let's go over this first example. So we are given 1 minus sine squared of theta over sine of theta cosine of theta. Looking at the formula on the side, this 1 minus sine squared of theta can be expressed as cosine squared of theta. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this given expression down here. This cosine squared of theta can be expanded as cosine of theta times cosine of theta. From here, we can go ahead and cross out cosine of theta and cosine of theta. So we're left with cosine of theta over sine of theta. Now looking at the equation on the side, this cosine of theta over sine of theta is equal to cotangent of theta. So this tells us that this whole expression that we have right here is equal to cotangent of theta. Now let's have another example. In this example, we're given secant of theta times cosine of theta over 1 minus sine squared of theta. It would be great if we can express each of the trig expression in terms of sine or cosine. So in this case right here, we already have sine and cosine. So we're going to change this secant of theta in terms of sine or cosine. Looking at the equation on the side, this secant of theta can be expressed as 1 over cosine of theta. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this given expression up here. So what I did here was the secant of theta was changed into 1 over cosine of theta. And we have a cosine of theta on the side right here. Now, looking at the set of equation on the side, we can see that this 1 minus sine squared of theta is equal to cosine squared of theta. So I'm going to go ahead and change this denominator to cosine squared of theta. Now we remember that this cosine theta right here has an invisible denominator of 1. From here, we can go ahead and cross out this cosine and cosine. So the numerator left over is just 1. So we can go ahead and rewrite this as. Now looking at the equation on the side, this 1 over cosine squared of theta is equal to secant squared of theta. This tells us that this given expression that we have here is equal to secant squared of theta. So that is how we rewrite a given trig expression into one single trig ratio without a fraction.